I don't care if he drops out. Stay in the race. Just stop being a jackass. You know, run for president, but don't be the world's biggest jackass.
I watched this idiot Lindsey Graham on television today, and he calls me a jackass. He's a jackass.
He's a jackass.
It's amazing. He doesn't seem like a very bright guy.
I'm not going to try to get into the mind of Donald Trump because I don't think there's a whole lot of space there.
But today I got called a jackass by this guy.
A jackass?
Then I said to myself, hey, didn't this guy call me like 4 years ago? Yes. And he wanted to know whether or not I could give him a good reference on Fox and Friends. Please, please, whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying to myself, what's this guy, a beggar? And he gave me his number, and I found the card, 202-228-0292, your local politician, you know? He won't fix anything, but at least he'll talk to you.
I don't think he has a clue about anything.
You have this guy, Lindsey Graham, a total lightweight.
Articulate a solution to America's problems. Stop disparaging.
Here's a guy, in the private sector, he couldn't get a job.
Every time I turn around, I'm being asked about Donald Trump, saying one dumb thing after another, and I'm tired of it.
This guy, Lindsey Graham, you have a guy, he's one of the dumbest human beings I've ever seen.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
He runs against me for president. He starts off at 6%, and he hits me. And I start, although I did give out his phone number, I mean, that's really...
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. He doesn't represent my party. He doesn't represent the values that the men and women who wear the uniform are fighting for.
He leaves in disgrace, in my opinion. I think he's disgraced.
He's not helping the process, and he shouldn't be commander-in-chief.
He comes here, he thinks this is going to be good.
Come to South Carolina, and I'll beat his brains out.
He had like 2 points here, and I had 42, right?
I think he's a wrecking ball for the future of the Republican Party.
I think he lost it. He's saying, Donald Trump, he couldn't even talk, he was shaking.
And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
The hatred. They say, what do you think of Donald Trump? Oh, he went crazy. The guy is a nut job.
He doesn't have the temperament or judgment to control himself.
This guy knows nothing.
Senator, you seem angry.
I am really pissed.
He says, I know so much. He knows about the military. I could push him over with a little thimble. Boom.
Okay. We would get slaughtered as a party if Donald Trump's our nominee, and quite frankly, we would deserve it.
CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency.
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
He's going to be everything that he says he's going to be.
Go Trump!
Then the parade. The new first family followed a well-worn route to the White House, lined mostly with supporters, but there were pockets of detractors too. John Roberts swore in the new president just before noon.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I like what the president's doing. President Trump has done a lot of good things. I'm proud of him. What I see coming out of the White House, I like. I just like what he does. Most people are very pleased with what the president's doing.
As he approaches the end of his first 100 days, 42% of Americans say they approve of the job the president is doing. That is lower than any other recent president.
You know what concerns me about the American press is this endless attempt to label the guy as some kind of kook, not fit to be president.
This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
I like what he's doing with judges, what he's doing with the military, what he did with taxes.
Kavanaugh's got to go, is what I'm hearing them say.
A Space Force as the 6th branch.
30 million Americans are expected to owe money this year.
This president has done more to rebuild a broken military than anybody.
$3.6 billion in military funds are being taken to help pay for the wall. 127 projects, from firing ranges to aircraft hangars to childcare, whose budgets are being gutted.
This president has taken it to our enemies much better than the last president.
We have been clear in our assessment of Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
They think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia.
And I just really appreciate how tough President Trump has been.
I was really being tough, and so was he. And we would go back and forth, and then we fell in love. Okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters.
He deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and then some.
No more threats.
Just moments ago, the North Koreans did confirm with new pictures that they launched a newly designed ballistic missile, which Kim's regime says further bolsters its military muscle.
I'm going to be with this guy because I think he really is making us safe.
Today's surprise announcement from the White House: all American troops in Syria are leaving.
Essentially giving the green light to Turkey to clear the Kurds out of northern Syria.
New reports of ISIS prisoners now escaping.
The abrupt withdrawal runs counter to U.S. strategy, as explained little more than a week ago by a senior State Department official.
I am so glad to finally have a commander-in-chief who will actually listen to the generals.
So you weren't consulted before that decision was announced?
I was not consulted.
He seems to listen to people who've made it their life's work to defend the nation.
Breaking news, H.R. McMaster is out. Secretary of Defense James Mattis is resigning.
Another senior official will resign over President Trump's decision to pull American troops from Syria. Brett McGurk will be leaving his post.
National Security Advisor John Bolton is leaving.
People working for him, I think, feel like they're doing the country a great service by being part of the Trump administration.
Chief of Staff Reince Priebus is out.
Replacing him with Homeland Security Secretary John F. Kelly.
John Kelly is leaving.
Sean Spicer is out. In order to clear the decks for Anthony Scaramucci.
After a mere 10 days on the job, Anthony Scaramucci is out.
Scott Pruitt has resigned.
Rex Tillerson is out.
Top Bossert is set to resign.
Steve Bannon, the president's chief strategist, is out.
Kirstjen Nielsen, the secretary, has resigned.
The resignation of Tom Price.
Ryan Zinke will leave the administration.
Kevin McAleenan is out.
To those who believe that this man is a fool, that this man is crazy, that there's something wrong with Donald Trump and it's just the people around him that keep us safe, you don't know what you're talking about.
The stunning op-ed headlined, "I am a part of the resistance inside the Trump administration," is scathing. The senior official behind it calling the president they work for impetuous, adversarial, petty, and his decisions half-baked, ill-informed, and occasionally reckless.
Lindsey used to be a great enemy of mine. Now he's a great friend of mine. I really like Lindsey. I think there's blame.
The president later suggested they shoot migrants in the legs to slow them down.
Did you hear me?
My party is going bat crazy.